World War II wasn't just won by soldiers. It was won by steel, gunpowder, and deadly innovation. On every front, in every battle, technology dictated who lived and who died on an industrial scale. But which weapons truly changed the game? Which ones became legends on the battlefield, synonymous with power and fear? Today, we're breaking down and ranking the most lethal weapons of World War II. Let's start in the mud, with the infantry. The sound of the battlefield. And one sound was more feared than all the others, the MG42. Nicknamed Hitler's buzzsaw by the Allies, this German machine gun had a terrifying rate of fire, up to 1,500 rounds per minute. It was so fast the human ear couldn't distinguish the individual bullets, just the terrifying, ripping sound. It wasn't just a weapon, it was psychological terror. A single, well-placed MG42 nest could stop an entire infantry advance cold, as seen on the beaches of Normandy. But that speed came at a cost. It chewed through ammunition at an insane rate, and its barrel would overheat quickly, requiring constant changes. Still, in terms of defensive firepower, its ability to deny entire areas to the enemy made it one of the most effective and feared infantry weapons ever created. From infantry terror to the king of the battlefield, the tank. And while the German Tiger had the fame, the Soviet T-34 had the numbers and the efficiency that won the war on the Eastern Front. Its design was genius in its simplicity. It was one of the first tanks to use sloped armor, which made enemy shells far more likely to ricochet. Its wide tracks allowed it to cross the mud and snow of Russia where German tanks would get bogged down. And most importantly, it was cheap and fast to produce. This wasn't a comfortable or refined tank. Visibility was terrible and the ergonomics for the crew were a nightmare. But it didn't have to be. The Soviet Union churned out over 80,000 of them. The T-34 didn't win by being the best tank in a one-on-one duel. It won by being everywhere. Wars weren't only won on the ground. Control of the skies was crucial. And no aircraft defined Allied air superiority over Europe like the P-51 Mustang. Early in the war, American bombers striking Germany were sitting ducks for the Luftwaffe's fighters. They lacked an escort fighter with the range to get to Berlin and back. The answer was the Mustang. Outfitted with the legendary British Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, it became a near-perfect war machine, fast, maneuverable, and above all, it had phenomenal range. Little friends, as the bomber crews called them, decimated the Luftwaffe in the skies over Germany, allowing the bombing campaign to go on almost unopposed. It didn't just protect bombers, it actively hunted enemy fighters. The P-51 didn't just win dogfights. It broke the back of the German Air Force and secured victory in the air. All of those weapons were designed to win battles. Our final weapon was designed to end the war itself. The Manhattan Project represents the pinnacle of both science and destruction. On August 6, 1945, a single bomb, Little Boy, erased the city of Hiroshima. 3 days later, Fat Man did the same to Nagasaki. The power unleashed was unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed. Just a brutal reality. In seconds, tens of thousands of lives were extinguished. The weapons of World War II were tools of destruction on an unimaginable scale.